Hi guys, hope you are doing well. Today we will start a new chapter. It's chapter 20 from your book, page 578, entitled Genetics of Cancer. So from this chapter, هتشوفوا إنه we will study the genes behind the development of cancer. Let's start first by some key facts. At current rates, حسب ما بيقولوا لنا the authors of our book, iGenetics, at current rates, over a third of the people who read this will die of cancer. إذا منضلنا بنفس الطريقة عايشين at current rates, over a third of the people who read this will die of cancer. Cancer is considered the second leading cause of death globally, and it's responsible for an estimated 9.6 million deaths in 2018. Globally, 1 out of 6 deaths is due to cancer, and approximately 70% of deaths from cancer occur in low and middle income countries. And around 1/3 of deaths from cancer are due to the 5 leading behavioral and dietary risks, such as the high BMI body mass index, low fruit and vegetable intake, lack of physical activity, tobacco use, and alcohol use. In addition, tobacco use is the most important risk factor for cancer and is responsible for approximately 22% of cancer deaths. So guys, بدي منكم بس تفهموا قد ايه this disease known by cancer is a lethal disease. It's a dangerous disease. So these factors represent some of the factors behind the development of cancer. So لتشوفوا قد ايه نحن معرضين دايما انه لحيلا سبب نكون معرضين to develop cancer in our body. رح ناخد شوية إذا بدكن statistics. This slide represent the cancer country profile 2020 from the WHO, World Health Organization, in Lebanon. عطينا the total population in 2019 in Lebanon was around 6,855,000 individual. From this total population, the total number of cancer cases in 2018 was around 17,000, and the total number of cancer deaths in 2018 was around 9,000 cancer deaths. The most common cancer cases, the incidence in 2018 was breast cancer, and the mortality was the lung. And they estimated the past and future trends in total cases per year, breast and lung. رح ياخد one example, the breast cancer in 2012, the total number was around 2,000 case, and they predicted that in 2040, the number will reach the 4,609 case of breast cancer in 2040 إذا بنضلنا at this current rate. So قطعنا شوية key facts لنشوف in general شو معناتها أو the effect of cancers, and we will start now by the introduction of this chapter. I will start by defining the term cancer. Cancers, guys, are considered as a disease. Okay, so it's a disease characterized by 1, uncontrolled, and 2, abnormal cell division. كلنا بنعرف إنه our cells, our normal cells divide, but this division it's considered as a controlled normal cell division. However, any deviation, any change from this normal controlled division will lead to the development of a cancer. So an abnormal cell growth will convert the normal cell into a mass of cells. When these cells start to divide unchecked, uncontrollably will give rise مثل ما شايفين guys هون will give rise to a tissue mass. So it's a bulk, it's a mass of cells known as tumor. Some of these tumors are not life-threatening, so will not lead to the death of the individual, but others can invade and disrupt surrounding tissues and leading to the death of the individual. In this figure, guys, you can observe the mammogram indicating the presence of a mass of cells of a tumor in the breast, okay, in the left breast. But from this mammogram, guys, ما بقدر أقول directly this tumor is a cancer. بعد شوي رح نشوف what is the difference between tumor and cancer. So لحديت هلا بدي منكم تعرفوا guys an abnormal uncontrolled cell division will convert the normal cell into a tumor. Tumor means a tissue mass. During our normal development, during our embryonic development, or the development from the baby to the adult or the adulthood stage, always our cells will divide in order to form tissues and organs. And during the cell division, so we have a cell, the cell will start to divide, then each daughter cell will start to express specific sets of genes, leading to the process of differentiation. Even during the adulthood stage, the different types of cells will continue to divide, but only in a controlled way. Why we need to divide cells? In order to replace other lost through injuries or normally. Or sometimes we lose some cells خصوصي إذا عم نحكي about let's say these cells that divide routinely, such as the one that line the intestine, the skin cells, the cells that give rise to blood cells. So هول دايما بحاجة إنه يتجددوا. So always we need the cells to divide. كل هيدا البروسس guys عم نحكي about a normal controlled cell division. However, occasionally dividing and differentiating cells will deviate from their normal genetic program and convert the normal cell into a tissue masses called a tumor or neoplasm. Another definition for tumor is neoplasm. Neoplasm is divided into two parts. Neo and the plasm means new growth. So the neoplasia or neoplasm represent a tumor. Tumors representing abnormal and excessive growth of cells. So this is a deviation from the controlled normal cell division. رح تشوفوا during this chapter وقت أقول we will convert normal cell into tumoral cell or cancer cell رح استعمل the term transformation guys. So we will transform instead of converting, okay? So we will transform normal cell into tumoral cell or neoplastic cells. The term transformation represents the process when cells lose its normal or controlled cell division. Okay, so the process by which a cell loses its ability to remain constrained in its growth properties is called transformation. The unregulated cell division of a transformed cell can be studied easily in a cultured dish. So if we have a cultured dish, guys, here, like the one present in this slide, in the presence of normal cells in this cultured dish and in the presence of the extra factor growth factors in external signals that stimulate cell division, these cells will start to divide until they contact each other. When they contact each other, they will stop to divide and form a monolayer. It's a single layer of cells. If you remove some of these cells, the other cells surrounding will start to divide anew and fill the gap or the space. And when the cells contact each other, they will communicate with one another, and the cell division is stopped. So this process in normal cell is known by contact inhibition. So the cells will start to divide until they contact each other, and they then will stop to divide. However, in the case of tumoral or transformed cells or neoplastic cells or cancer cells, these cells do not show contact inhibition. So even if they contact each other, the cells, even if they are near each other in contact with one another, they can communicate, but they will not stop to divide. The cells will continue to grow, will continue to divide after contacting neighbors and peeling up in multiple layers. So إذا أنا أعطيتكم two culture dishes guys قلت لكم انتوا تعرفوا in these culture dishes which one is a normal cell and which one is a cancerous or tumoral cell. Simply you can check or compare these dishes. The normal cells will form a monolayer, so the cells will contact each other and stop to divide. However, the transformed cells will continue to grow, to divide, and peeling up in multiple layers. The tumors اتفقنا انه when the cell normal cell deviate from the normal controlled cell division, so form a tissue masses called the tumors إذا بتتذكروا guys. This tumor is said to be benign if the transformed cells stay together in single mass. So if the cells the cells with abnormal uncontrolled cell division, these cells will continue to divide but remain present together as a single mass. So this tumor is said to be a benign tumor. تسمعوا بالعربي بيقولوا حميد وخبيث. Okay, benign means حميد. So the tumor is said to be benign. So if these transformed cells remain together, stay together in a single mass, usually these benign tumors are not life-threatening, so will not lead to the death of the individual. And you can reach the complete cure by surgical removal. But sometimes, example in the brain, you can not reach this location. So these benign tumors are life-threatening because they will exert إذا بدكم pressure on the essential cells, affecting the function of other cells in the brain. That's why it will lead to life-threatening or the death of the individual. In contrast, we have another type of tumor. It's known by malignant tumor. خبيث هون عم نحكي guys. So benign, and the second type is malignant tumor. Malignant tumor, if these cells, transformed cells, will start to invade and disrupt the surrounding tissues. So مثل ما شايفين بالفigure guys هون. The malignant cells, so these cells, the abnormal cells, will not stay together in a single mass. هون in contrast, these cells will invade and disrupt surrounding tissues, and in this case, and only in this case, the tumor, the malignant one, is identified as cancer. So الكانسر ما فينا نقول it's a cancer if it's a benign tumor. الbenign بنسميها only it's a tumor. However, the malignant tumor is called also cancer. هلا this malignant tumor guys, the cancer or malignant tumor sometimes can break off and move through the bloodstream or through the lymphatic system and move to another location within the body and develop new tumors at other locations in the body. This spreading of malignant tumor or cancerous cell through the body is called metastasis. Metastasis means a change of states, change in location. So the cancer cell in one location, بتسمعوا أمرار مثلا شخص let's say develop breast cancer، بعد شوي بيقولوا لكم إنه also developed a liver cancer or a kidney cancer. هون شو بيكون صاير؟ The cancer, the malignant cells in the first location break off, separate from the single mass from the tissue from this specific location, use the blood or the lymphatic system, and move to another location and create a new tumor in another location. So this is known by metastasis. This malignancy can result in death, acute, because of damage of critical organs. So at the end of this introduction, the initiation of tumors in an organism is called oncogenesis. Okay, so onco means mass or bulk, and genesis means birth. So the initiation of tumors, the birth of a mass or a bulk in an organism is known by oncogenesis. And what we will study in this chapter is the genes, the genetic basis behind this oncogenesis.